tried a number of products from Creative over the years, and with the most recent Outlier Air V3, I was a little disappointed with them because the unit that I had did have some issues when the active noise reduction was turned on. Well, I tried the Outlier Pro, and I can unreservedly recommend these. Creative has, well, pretty much redeemed themselves here. Hey guys, we have the Creative Outlier Pro with us today, and they are the company's newest flagship earbuds, although they are still as affordable as ever at just 119 Singapore dollars. Before we get into the review, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on upcoming videos. So, let's talk design. The case is pretty much unchanged. It's a bronzish color on the outside, which is quite nice really. On one end, which is also the end that the inner case slides out from, you get 3 battery indicator LEDs, along with a USB-C charging port. Same problem here as with previous Creative earbuds. If you're unplugging a wire from the case, you'll most likely end up pulling out the inner case. Thankfully, it's not that big a problem here because there is wireless charging on these, so just plop these down on any Qi compatible charger and they'll start charging, which is great. Moving on, the earbuds do look slightly different this time around, with a glossy bronze finish on the faceplate, which unfortunately does mean that they are fingerprint magnets. Aside from that though, the shells are pretty nicely sculpted to ensure they're comfortable in the ear, and yeah, I never had any wearing discomfort with these at all. As always, you get Super X5 with these, but do take note that earbuds that are Super X5 ready actually only support onboard music tracks. So there's no support for using Super X5 with stuff like Tidal or Spotify and the likes. You will be limited to stuff that you have downloaded and placed in your phone or whatever other device that you're using this with. And it's really is quite limiting considering that almost everybody is streaming their music nowadays. When it comes to apps, there are 2, one of which is the SXFI app, which you will have to download because you need to scan your ears with that to get your personalized head map. There's also software updates there as well as the EQ feature. There's also the Creative app, which is a separate app that you need to download to customize touch controls if you so want to. It would be great to see Creative changing this in the future so that you only need one app for your earbuds. I mean, 2 apps is kind of just overkill. There are touch controls on these earbuds and they work perfectly fine. Everything's customizable, so yeah, I have these set up just the way I like them. That being said, you do have to take note that there are no single tap options here, which I'm fine with because, it prevents accidental inputs. These run on Bluetooth 5.2 and connectivity is actually pretty solid. I didn't encounter any dropouts or stuttering or lag issues. Unfortunately, there's only SBC and AAC support here, which is the same as the Outlier Air V3. Seeing as these are Creative's flagship earbuds, I would have liked to have seen aptX support here, but no luck. Battery life though is pretty insane. With ANC off, Creative claims that you get 15 hours of battery life in the earbuds with a total of 60 hours when you include the case. Turning ANC on, that drops down to a still very respectable 10 hours in the earbuds and a total of 40 hours with the case. I never actually managed to drain the earbuds down to 0, but yeah, more than enough for almost anybody to get through a whole day on the earbuds. And for most people, I think that with the case included, you can go close to a full work week without having to charge them. There's IPX5 water resistance, which means no worries about rain or sweat. As for ANC, these are actually running on a 2-mic feedback, feed-forward hybrid system, and it's actually pretty decent. I won't say they're anywhere close to the level of the Sony's or the AirPods Pro, but they do remove low rumbles that you'll hear on trains, cars, or planes. Higher pitch noises like cutlery on plates or voices do still slip in though, but I wasn't expecting mind-blowing ANC performance out of a pair of $100 earbuds anyway. For mics, there are 3 on each earbud for a total of 6, and my voice does come across quite clearly. Outside, in windy conditions, there can be a bit of artifacting, but there are no real problems with being understood clearly most of the time. Coming to sound quality, it's impressive as always. Creative never fails to leave me amazed by what they can do with such a tight budget. With 10mm graphene dynamic drivers, you get a lot of punch in the low ends with these. There's a slight emphasis on the bass, resulting in a warmer sound that I'm personally quite fond of. Even so, it doesn't overwhelm the other regions, with the mids still clear and distinct, although I did feel that I would prefer a bit more energy in the treble. But hey, that's just personal preference. The soundstage is relatively open, although it did feel a bit tight height-wise. Layering was okay, nothing to shout about, but that's where Super X5 comes into play. Turning that feature on, you get the soundstage widening up immediately, with more air and space between instruments. I did find that with my unit, vocals did tend to feel slightly more recessed than normal when Super X5 was turned on, but it's not that big of a deal because there is an EQ feature provided and you can tweak the sound to your liking. All in all, it's a really decent offering for 119 Singapore dollars, and there's really not much that I can complain about. Anyway, those are my thoughts on the Creative Outlier Pro. If you guys have any comments or questions, leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe to us and like this video. Till next one, see you guys!